Hello, it's time for Research Education. In this program, we introduce the researchers all over the universe. Today, I'm in Hawaii. And today's researcher is Dr. Jonathan Williams, Associate Astronomer from University of Hawaii. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you. Let's start the interview. First, could you tell me your research theme, current research theme?
Okay. Yes, I study the formation of stars and planets using radio telescopes, primarily on Mauna Kea on the Big Island, but also using other telescopes around the world. And we look at the processes by which space moves from very large scales to very small scales, by which gravity brings things together to form stars. And then in the disks around those stars, the processes by which planets form, which other solar systems form.
Mm-hmm. What is the background of the research?
Okay, the background of the research is we see very large clouds of material, gas and dust, in between the stars, and it's called the interstellar medium. And we see the process. We see within those young stars. And using the radio telescopes, we can look at the motions of the gas. So we can see how the gas moves in response to gravity. And we can see how it goes from scales of light years down to scales of stars, light seconds or so. And we can watch this gravitational collapse. We then can look at the disks around stars, and we can see how long do those disks last for, which tells us how long do we have to form planets. And we can look at the composition of the disks, figure out what material goes into planets, what are planets made of, and we can figure out the mass of the disks, how much material is in to form planets. So those are the processes that we study.
Is there any application of your research?
Sure. There's, this is pure research, mm-hmm. So we don't do this with the goal of producing applications that have immediate value. But there are a lot of spin-offs. I would say primarily the spin-off is simply answering fundamental questions of long-lasting and large interest. So people who've been interested in understanding the origins of the Earth and the origins of the Sun, where do we come from, and so on. Are we unique? They've been interested in that for as long as humans have looked up at the night sky. So just those. That's just in some sense these are basic human needs to understand these origins. But in addition, we're finding so much interesting stuff, understanding our universe, understanding our environment. It inspires scientists of all types. So, many doctors and engineers got their interest in science through astronomy. But on a more concrete level, we have produced, in my field, studying radio wave, radio emission from space. The technology that's been developed for that has had applications in radio communications, satellite dishes, satellite communications, cell phones, and so on. And finally, the software that you use to analyze data from these telescopes has applications in medical imaging. So, the development of algorithms, software algorithms for detection of signals has had a lot of use in different fields.
Thank you. Let's move to the second topic. Could you tell me what you can give to other researchers?
What I can give? Oh, okay. So, I produce results that are used that are talked about, and we share information and try and build up knowledge. But I train students in the use of the telescopes. I have created software tools that are useful to other people in analyzing the data and interpreting the data. I would say that's it. I mean, it's in terms of my research and in finding things that are used to other researchers, and in education, in training students how to become astronomers and scientists in general.
Okay, let's move to the third topic.
Okay.
Okay, please tell me what will you do your research, or what kind of research will you do after 10 or 15 years later?
Okay, so we use very large, very complex, sophisticated telescopes. The ones I use right now are worth about $100 million. In 10 years' time, you don't build something like that overnight. So there's a lot of planning involved, a lot of fundraising involved. So these things require decades of effort. And so we know where we're going to be in 10 or 15 years' time. And in fact, the next big project that I envision using is a $1 billion instrument. It's called the Atacama Large Millimeter Array. We're based in Chile, in the Atacama Desert. It's a consortium of Japan, North America, and many European countries, along with Chile. And it will be much, much larger than any existing radio telescope operating in these high frequencies. This telescope will have 50 dishes that will work together to produce the most sensitive, most detailed images of the sky at high frequency. So this is the telescope that I plan to be using in 10 or 15 years.
What will be the first research plan of yours when this telescope is open?
So yeah, this telescope will revolutionize our understanding of all sorts of areas of astronomy. For my own research, it will produce the most detailed images by which stars form nearby and across the galaxy. So we'll be able to look at the formation of stars in different environments, from isolated regions where they form just by themselves to crowded environments in big clusters in regions like the galactic center. So very different environments, and we'll be able to understand how the stars change as a function of the location they're in, their environment. We'll also be able to study the formation of stars not only in our own galaxy but across the entire universe, to the most distant galaxies now. And finally, in terms of planet formation, we'll be able to look at the disks around stars in more detail than we've ever seen before. We'll be able to see, although we won't see the planets themselves, we'll be able to see the young planets, the wake that they form as they rotate around a star. They'll create gaps in the disk, and we'll be able to see those gaps. We'll be able to see how many planets form. We'll be able to see the timescales over which they form. We'll be able to see the composition of these objects. We'll be able to look at the complex molecules, almost biological type molecules. We'll be able to see those in outer space. We'll be able to see them incorporated into disks. And we'll be able to see the results after a planet has formed. There's debris left over. We'll be able to study that debris and look at what went into the planet. So we'll be able to follow the whole chemical process. We'll be able to follow the dynamics and chemistry of planet formation in more detail than we can even dream of.
It's amazing telescope.
It's going to be amazing, yeah.
And what is your personal motivation of your research?
So my personal motivation goes back to when I was a kid. These are questions I've always been interested in. I've always loved the night sky. I've been lucky enough that I've been able to pursue that, and I've always kept up my interest. I love what I do. It's fun to teach, to educate people too. There's nothing like the thrill of going up to an observatory, to Mauna Kea or to Chile, and to see the night sky, and to use, these $100 million, soon $1 billion instruments. There's only there's a small number of people that are fortunate enough to do this. I feel very privileged to do it. And it's incredibly exciting to get new results, and to go to work in an international environment, to talk with people about the latest results. People say we're at a golden age. I think the pace of discovery is so high right now. There's so much exciting stuff going on. It's hard to keep up with, but it's exhilarating at the same time.
You enjoy a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the last topic. Last topic is resources. What you need to carry out your dream.
Well, this ALMA, the Atacama Large Millimeter Array, is where my research will focus. I'm currently using the sub-millimeter array on Mauna Kea. That's a precursor to ALMA. So we're developing techniques. We're training students to be experts in this. But ALMA itself will happen. It's funded. People are there building it. So that's great. So in some sense, I've got what I need. But there's room for, there are technological improvements. Microwave technologies will be very important. And having that available, having more better detectors at those wavelengths will help us. And those can be incorporated into ALMA in future years. So that would be great. On a research level, I've been talking a lot with geologists and having them understand, give more detail about the conditions in the early Earth, in the early solar system that led to the formation of the Earth. That's extremely interesting because we're trying to tie in formation about Earth with what we see in other astrophysical contexts. So getting more information from them, as they learn more, it helps us to understand our astrophysical environment, our birthplace. And so I look forward to working with them in more detail too.
Okay, it's time for finish. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. See you next time. Okay, goodbye.
Aloha.
Aloha.